Hi, everyone, and welcome back to English Easy Way. I'm Alex.
And I'm Maya. We're so happy to have you here today. If you've ever needed to go to the bank and weren't sure how to explain what you wanted in English, this episode is for you.
Exactly. Today, we'll explore one of the most practical situations in everyday life, going to the bank. Whether you're opening an account, withdrawing cash, or asking about a loan, you'll need the right words and confidence to communicate clearly.
And don't worry, it doesn't have to be stressful. We'll show you how to handle common bank conversations step by step, in a natural and friendly way.
You'll hear useful phrases, questions, and polite ways to talk to bank staff. So next time, you'll sound confident and prepared.
So, grab your headphones, relax, and let's go on a little trip together to the bank.
Hey Maya, do you remember the first time you went to the bank on your own?
Oh, yes, I do. I was so nervous. I remember standing in line, practicing what I wanted to say in my head.
Let me guess. You didn't know how to explain what you needed?
Exactly. I wanted to open a new account, but I didn't know the right words. I was worried I'd sound awkward.
That's such a common feeling. Even native speakers sometimes get nervous at the bank because of all the formal language.
True. The staff often use professional or polite expressions, so if you're not used to them, it can be confusing.
Like when they say, "How may I assist you today?" instead of "How can I help you?"
Yes. Or would you like to make a deposit or withdrawal? The first time I heard that, I was like, wait, what's a withdrawal?
That's when you take money out of your account. And deposit means putting money in.
Exactly. Once I understood that, everything made more sense. The teller was super kind, though.
That helps a lot. So what happened next?
I told her I'd like to open a new account, please. She smiled and gave me a form to fill out. It asked for my name, address, phone number, and ID.
Classic bank paperwork.
Yeah, and after that, she explained the different types of accounts, checking and savings.
Oh yes, that's an important part. A checking account is for everyday use. You can deposit your salary, pay bills, or withdraw cash anytime.
And a savings account is where you keep money you don't plan to use immediately. It usually earns interest over time.
Right. The teller probably asked you which one you wanted, right?
Yes, she said, would you like to open a checking or a savings account today? I wasn't sure at first, but I chose checking because I needed it for my salary.
Makes sense. Did you have to make an initial deposit?
I did. She told me I needed to deposit at least $50 to open the account. I handed her the money, and she printed a receipt for me.
And how was the experience overall?
It turned out much easier than I expected. Once I started speaking and realized the staff were friendly, my confidence grew.
That's such a good reminder for learners. Just start talking. Even if you make a small mistake, most people will help you out.
Definitely. The most important thing is to stay polite and calm. Use simple phrases like, I'd like to open an account, or can you help me with a transfer?
Exactly. And remember to use polite expressions like please and thank you. It always makes a good impression.
After that visit, I wasn't nervous about banks anymore. Now, every time I go, I know exactly what to say and what to expect.
That's awesome. Confidence comes with experience and practice.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here for, to help our listeners feel confident in real-life English situations.
Couldn't agree more. So, in the next part, we'll talk about what to say when you need to withdraw or deposit money, and how to ask questions politely at the bank counter.
It's going to be super useful, so stay tuned.
So, Maya, you mentioned that after you opened your first bank account, you started going to the bank more often. What kinds of things did you usually do there?
Mostly simple things, like depositing my paycheck, withdrawing cash for the week, or asking about my balance. But at first, I didn't know the exact English phrases for each action.
That's actually really common. Even simple banking tasks can be tricky in another language.
Definitely. For example, the first time I wanted to withdraw money, I didn't know how to say it politely. I just said, I want money, and the teller smiled and said, do you mean you'd like to make a withdrawal?
Oh, that's funny, but also a perfect learning moment. I'd like to make a withdrawal sounds so much more natural and polite.
Exactly. I repeated it after her, and from then on, I remembered it forever. I also learned that deposit is the opposite. So when you put money in your account, you say, I'd like to make a deposit.
Those two words, withdraw and deposit, are really useful. You'll hear them almost every time you visit a bank.
Yes. And another one I learned is balance. I remember asking, how much money do I have? The teller politely said, would you like to check your account balance?
That's so helpful. Balance just means the total amount of money you have in your account.
Exactly. So now, if I'm at the bank, I might say, could you please tell me my account balance?
That's perfect. It's polite, short, and professional.
Over time, I started to feel more comfortable with all those phrases. I remember one time, I had to transfer money to a friend who lived in another city.
Oh, that's another good one. Transferring money. What did you say?
I said, hi, I'd like to make a transfer to another account, please. The teller asked me to fill out a short form with the recipient's name, account number, and the amount I wanted to send.
Nice. And did they charge a fee for that?
Yes, a small one. She said, there's a $2 service fee for this transfer. Is that okay? And I said, yes, that's fine.
Good example. That's something learners might actually hear at the counter.
Exactly. And the teller also said, would you like to receive a receipt? That was new for me back then.
Receipts are super important. Always take one. It's proof of your transaction.
I always do now. Oh, and one time, I went to deposit cash in an ATM instead of going inside.
Oh yeah, ATMs are another useful part of modern banking. Did you know what to do right away?
Not at first. The screen said, insert your card, and I panicked a bit because I wasn't sure what insert meant.
Haha, that's such a relatable moment. It just means put your card in.
Right. I learned that quickly. Then it said, enter your PIN, and I realized that meant the 4-digit number for my card.
PIN stands for Personal Identification Number. It's what protects your account.
Exactly. And after that, the screen gave options like withdraw, deposit, transfer, and check balance.
That's great vocabulary right there. If learners remember those 4 words, they can easily use an ATM anywhere in the world.
Totally. And when the ATM printed a receipt, I finally felt like I understood the whole process. It was such a confidence boost.
It really is empowering when you can handle your own banking without help.
Absolutely. And it's funny how you pick up the small phrases too, like cash only, card accepted, or please insert your debit card.
Yeah, those phrases show up on screens or signs in banks all the time.
Exactly. And one thing I also learned was how to handle mistakes politely. Once, the ATM didn't give me my card back immediately, and I got nervous.
Oh no. What did you do?
I went inside the bank and said, "Excuse me, I think the ATM kept my card. Could you please help me?" The staff were very nice. They checked the machine and returned it after verifying my ID.
That's a great example of staying calm and using polite language. Excuse me, and could you please help me? Always make a big difference.
Yes. And I realized that the more polite you are, the faster people are willing to help.
100% true. Politeness opens doors, even in banks.
Definitely. And another time, I needed smaller bills for travel. I went to the counter and said, "Hi, could you please break this $100 bill into smaller notes?"
Oh, that's such a practical one. Break a bill means to exchange it for smaller amounts of cash.
Yes, and the teller said, "Sure, how would you like it? Tens or twenties?" I didn't even know I could choose.
That's great English practice. Banks are full of polite, real-life dialogues like that.
Totally. And I think the key is to remember some short, polite phrases like, "I'd like to withdraw some cash." "Can I make a deposit?" "Could you check my balance, please?" "I need to transfer money to another account." "Can I get smaller bills, please?"
Perfect examples. Those sentences will help you in almost any banking situation.
And if you ever forget a word, don't panic, just describe what you need. For example, if you forget withdraw, you can say, "I want to take money out of my account."
Exactly. Describing it still works perfectly. Communication doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be clear.
That's such an important lesson for language learners.
So true. And I think this part of the conversation will really help our listeners feel more confident next time they visit a bank.
I hope so too. Because once you know these key phrases, going to the bank stops being scary, it becomes just another normal task.
That's right. And in the next part, we'll go even deeper. We'll talk about asking for information, opening a savings account, and understanding bank fees.
Oh yes, that's going to be super helpful. Don't miss it. So, Alex, after learning how to deposit, withdraw, and transfer money, I think the next big step for most people is opening a savings account.
Absolutely. A savings account is great for keeping money safe and earning interest. Do you remember when you opened yours?
Oh, yes. I wanted to start saving for a trip, so I went to the bank one Saturday morning. The place was busy, people waiting in line, others filling out forms. It felt a bit intimidating at first.
Yeah, banks can feel formal sometimes. What did you do first?
I went to the counter and said, "Good morning, I'd like to open a savings account, please." The teller smiled and said, "Of course. Do you have an account with us already?"
That's a standard question. They want to know if you're already a customer.
Exactly. I told her I already had a checking account. She said that made things easier because they already had my information in the system.
That's convenient. Did she ask you why you wanted to open the savings account?
"Yes," she said. "Are you saving for something special?" I laughed and said, "A little vacation fund." She smiled and said, "That's a great reason to start saving."
A friendly teller always makes things better.
Totally. Then she explained the details, like interest rate, minimum balance, and fees. Honestly, that part was a little confusing at first.
Yeah, banking terms can sound technical. Did she explain them clearly?
"Yes," she said, "the interest rate is the percentage of money you earn each year based on your balance." That helped. So if you have $1,000 and the interest rate is 2%, you'll earn $20 in a year.
That's a simple way to put it. And what about the minimum balance?
She said I needed to keep at least $100 in the account at all times. If my balance went below that, there would be a small monthly fee.
That's common. It's important to ask about those small details. They can save you money.
Exactly. So I asked her politely, "Could you please tell me if there are any other fees?"
Good one. That's such a polite and useful question.
She replied, "There's no fee for online banking or transfers between your accounts, but there's a $2 charge for using ATMs outside our network."
That's a great thing to know before you start using your card everywhere.
Definitely. Then I asked about how often the interest is added to my account. She said interest is calculated daily and added monthly.
That's another really useful phrase. Calculated daily and added monthly.
Yep. She gave me a small brochure with all the details, but I liked that she explained everything clearly in person.
Having someone walk you through it makes a big difference.
For sure. After that, she asked for my ID again and had me sign a few forms. She said, "Please sign here and initial here." I felt like I was signing a contract for a house.
Haha. Yeah, banks love paperwork. But at least you knew what you were signing.
True. I took my time to read everything carefully. When I finished, she handed me my new debit card and a small booklet with my account number and details.
That must have felt great, like you were officially taking control of your finances.
It really did. She also showed me how to use the bank's mobile app. I didn't even know you could deposit checks by phone.
Oh yeah, mobile banking is a game changer. You can check your balance, transfer money, and even pay bills, all from your phone.
I love that. It makes life so much easier.
Totally. You just have to remember to keep your password and PIN safe.
Yes. She gave me that same advice. She said, never share your PIN with anyone, and always log out after using a public computer.
Smart advice. Security is everything when it comes to banking.
Absolutely. Then she asked if I wanted to set up automatic transfers. I said, "What's that?"
Oh, automatic transfers are great. It's when the bank moves money from your checking account to your savings automatically every week or month.
Exactly. She explained the same thing and said, "If you'd like, we can set up an automatic transfer every Friday."
That's a great way to build savings without thinking about it.
I agreed to transfer $50 every Friday. It was small enough that I wouldn't miss it, but big enough to make a difference over time.
That's a smart strategy. Consistency is key.
For sure. After setting that up, she said, "Congratulations. Your savings account is now active." She even gave me a little "thank you for banking with us" card. It was such a nice touch.
That's adorable. So overall, how long did the whole process take?
Maybe 25 minutes. Not bad at all.
That's great. And I love how you asked questions along the way instead of just nodding.
Yeah, I used to feel shy about asking questions, but now I know it's better to ask than to guess.
That's such good advice for English learners, too. If you don't understand something, it's totally fine to say, "Sorry, could you explain that again?"
Exactly. Or, "I'm not sure what that means. Could you give an example?" That one's really helpful.
Those polite phrases make you sound confident and respectful.
And they help you learn faster. Because every time I ask, I understand something new.
You know, Maya, the way you handled everything sounds like a perfect model for anyone learning how to talk at the bank in English.
Thanks, Alex. I think practice really helped me. Listening to other people's questions and repeating the phrases at home made a big difference.
That's a great tip for our listeners. Practice out loud. Say things like, I'd like to open a savings account. Could you explain the interest rate? Are there any additional fees? How often is interest added? Could you please help me set up automatic transfers?
Those are perfect examples. The more you repeat them, the more natural they'll sound.
Exactly. So next time you visit a bank, you'll sound confident, polite, and ready for anything.
That's the goal. And you'll walk out feeling proud of yourself, just like I did that day.
That's such a positive note to end on. But before we finish, what's one final tip you'd give our listeners?
I'd say, don't rush. Take your time to listen, ask, and make sure you understand every step. It's your money, after all.
That's perfect advice. And remember, every time you handle real-life situations in English, you're improving your fluency and confidence.
Exactly. So next time you go to the bank, smile, stay calm, and speak English proudly.
Well said, Maya. That wraps up today's episode of English Easy Way.
We hope you learned some useful phrases and feel more comfortable using English at the bank.
Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode with a friend, and keep practicing with us.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, confidence starts with one simple conversation.
See you next time, everyone.
Wow, Alex. I really liked this whole series about going to the bank. I feel like we've walked through the entire process together, from opening an account to making deposits, withdrawals, and even saving money for the future.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? I think a lot of learners who listen today probably feel more confident now. It's not just about words. It's about understanding real-life English.
Exactly. When you know the phrases, the expressions, and how to be polite, suddenly the bank isn't such a scary place anymore. It becomes just another part of daily life.
Right. And the best part is that these situations help you use English naturally. You're not memorizing grammar. You're living the language.
I love that. Every real situation, like asking for your balance, signing a form, or speaking with a teller, is a chance to grow.
That's the spirit. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be brave enough to start the conversation.
So true. And remember, every time you walk into a bank, a store, or any new place, you're not just doing a task, you're practicing your English in the real world.
And that's how real progress happens, one conversation at a time.
Exactly. So if you're listening to us right now, we just want to say, don't be afraid to use your English. You already know more than you think.
Smile, speak slowly, and use polite phrases. You'll be surprised how many people will appreciate your effort.
That's right. And every small success, like asking a question clearly or finishing a transaction in English, is actually a big step forward.
You're doing amazing. Every word you speak builds confidence, and every real conversation brings you closer to fluency.
So next time you're at the bank, remember us cheering you on.
Absolutely. You've got this.
Thanks for spending this time with us on English Easy Way.
We hope this episode helped you feel prepared, confident, and ready to use English in real life.
If you enjoyed today's series, don't forget to subscribe and share it with a friend who's also learning English.
And as always, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep believing in yourself.
Because English isn't just a language, it's a way to connect with the world.
Well said, Maya.
Thanks, Alex. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Take care, everyone, and see you next time on